kind of touched on this. Here's another one. Don't eat late. Eating late leads to fat gain. Okay, we can brush over this one. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so especially because I just kind of answered this. So, like I said, lately I've been doing all like my heavy carbs, outside of vegetables, after 6 p.m. And my biggest carb meal coming at like 9:30 to 10 o'clock, and I'm taking in probably well over 100 carbs. Around 9:30, 10 o'clock, man. And like I said, I'm getting leaner.
Yeah. We're using ourselves because we are the guinea pigs. But so it all comes down to calories.
And also, you gotta look at your own situation, guys. Like, yes, I eat that big carb meal before I go to bed, but that's because I'm training very close to first thing in the morning, and I'm not having any carbs before I work out. So I have my breakfast. My breakfast is just straight protein and fat, and then I'm lifting 2 hours after that. And so the only carbs I'm taking in before I work out are from that meal the night before. So that's not to say if you don't work out until 6 p.m. that have your late carb meal and then you wake up and have breakfast and have more carbs. Like, it's all dependent on your situation. So don't just take these things as like this universal blanket statement that applies to everybody. You have to look at your particular situation, but we're just addressing the specific myth that if you eat light, then you're going to put fat on, because it's not true.
Yeah, definitely not true. All right. Next one. Low fat and sugar-free is healthy.
Or anything that says healthy on it.
Yeah.
If it has to say healthy in big, bold words on the packaging, then it's just might as well just say not healthy.
So I wrote a blog post about this, and it'll be coming out probably soon, once we have the actual website up for the Roy Boys as well. But anyway, basically low fat is a synonym for high sugar, and sugar-free is a synonym for high fat. Most of the time.
Or sugar-free is a synonym for loaded with fucking chemical bullshit.
Yep. Loaded with artificial sweeteners, which is actually what my blog is about. And that's they're usually quite the opposite of healthy. They're actually harming you and doing quite a bit of harm.
So I'm going to answer this really fast. When it comes to food, you don't want it to be altered. If they stepped in to make it lower fat, or they stepped in to make it lower sugar, they're manipulating the food. And the less hands on your food, the better. So if someone's stepping in to alter your food in any way, then you don't want it. So, I mean, it's that simple pretty much.
The only exception to that, to the low fat rule, would be a straight up plain Greek yogurt where they strain the fat and they don't really add. Most of the time, if you get a quality yogurt, they don't add sugar into that if it's plain. That would be the exception to the rule. But your Chobanis with the freaking fruit, that's just loaded with sugar. That's just junk sugar.
I know this is probably something me and you differ on, but I mean, I fucking tell it. I don't do dairy. I say stay away from the yogurt anyways.
I limit dairy. I don't eat nowhere near it as much. But yeah, that one's still touchy. I still don't know where I sit on that side of the fence. Because I personally never had a problem with it. Although, within the last 2 months, I have cut out dairy significantly, except for the minor ice cream that I might have. And I wake up I've almost eliminated all phlegm. So basically, sometimes in the morning you wake up with that morning phlegm, which is kind of gross, but face it, we all have it. Since I cut dairy out, I don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I don't have it. The only dairy I take in is a post-workout shake.
So I guess there's something to be said for that. But anyway, again, to each his own. Experiment.
When 75% of the population is lactose intolerant, I mean, that goes to show you that dairy's probably not good for the majority of people. And there's probably a reason for that.
If you're buying your Kroger milk, basically just your regular milk, country fresh, do yourself a favor, go Google where that milk comes from and look at the conditions those cows are in. And unless you're getting a grass-fed cow's milk, and granted, as far as the dairy thing goes, it's still dairy, but at least they're in much better conditions. But if you're eating just regular ass milk, go Google it and look at the conditions those cows are in and tell me you still want to drink that. So, yeah, okay. Moving on. So low fat and sugar free, in short, does not mean it's healthy. It's usually the opposite. All right. Lightweight and lots of reps will tone your muscles.
Fuck yeah. I got this one. Yeah. So, I mean, any trainer that's been in this business long enough, I mean, you've seen it. They've been asked about it 1,000 times. And seen it's mainly females. I mean, the majority of them is females. I'd say probably 90%. You know, I want to tone up a little bit. I don't want to get big and bulky. I just want to tone up, like my arms and. I don't. So they grab the fucking, the 1 to 2 pound shiny dumbbell and they perform a set of 67 tricep kickbacks and they'll get down on all fours and they'll do 1,800 donkey kicks and just these endless sets of endless reps and to tone up. So Joe DeFranco said this perfectly. And I'm gonna steal from him because you can't say it any better. Being toned is having muscle in the absence of body fat. That's all it is. So you have to have muscle first. And doing 18,000 reps of any one exercise at a ridiculously insignificant weight is not going to tone up shit, especially if you're eating like shit. So, first and foremost, if you want to get toned, look in the kitchen. That's 99% of the work. And then secondly, don't be afraid to lift weight, especially you ladies. You're not going to look like a bodybuilder if you lift heavy weight. These ladies that want to tone their asses or get a little lift on their ass, and they do all these donkey kicks or these ridiculously stupid exercises. Like, squat with some weight, man. Like, I'm talking like a weight that's heavy for 3 reps, heavy for 5 reps. Your glute is a huge mover in your body. It's one of the biggest muscles, and it takes a lot of stress to make it grow. And it's not going to grow from doing these insignificantly dumb exercises. So, I mean, that's...
Yeah. They're a bunch of accessory exercises.
Yeah.
And you're not... You know what I can add on top of that is, especially as you age... You want to be strong for the sake of living a quality life for as long as you can. Okay? The stronger you can, the longer you can maintain your strength, the more healthy you're going to be long into your later years in life. All right, so
that's what I tell people. I mean, I get kind of stuck in a corner or typecast or whatever the hell the word is. I don't know what I'm looking, stereotyped or. Typecast, that's a real word, right?
Yeah, typecast, stereotype. I think you're going for stereotype.
Well, stereotype, but I've heard typecast. It doesn't fucking matter.
It's the same thing.
But I get put in that group or whatever, because essentially I'm a meathead. I post stupid pictures of me flexing and lifting heavy and stuff all the time, but so I get stereotyped into that group. So people think, when I say this shit that, I'm just saying that because that's what I do and my way's the right way and all this bullshit. But no joke, man. Strength training needs to be a part of every single person's life. I don't care who they are, what they do, what their fitness goals are. You could be a marathon runner. You still need to have a strength training program, man. It has its place for every single person to keep the body healthy. If you want to live optimally for the rest of your life, you have to do that, man. You have to have some sort of strength training program because your body will eventually break down if you don't. And that's not just me being a meathead speaking this. I'm not saying that everybody has to be able to deadlift 500 pounds and all this stuff, but you need to put your body through some sort of regimen to keep it strong and to keep it healthy. And I mean, I have not found a better way to do that than with a good strength training regimen.
And we talked about this yesterday, and think about this. There's not a bigger meathead on this planet than Louis Simmons, who created Westside Barbell. Okay, and I know some of you listening might not know what that is, but it's the biggest powerlifting gym in the U.S. And this guy is the biggest meathead you'll ever find. He's incredibly smart, but he trains track people. Okay, why are they going to him? Because why would a track star or a cross country star go to a power lifter's gym who's a big ass meathead to train with him because he knows how to get you strong, which transfers over to everything else you do in life.
Yeah. Every single thing can translate. That's what I say. Being strong or being stronger will never be a bad thing in any situation whatsoever. But being weak definitely will.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's really nothing else. I mean, we kind of got off topic on that one.
Yeah, off topic, but that's a good one to get off the topic on. And maybe we elaborate on that one for our next episode. But, all right, last one. This is the one that's not really a myth.
The last one already?
It kind of is a myth, I guess.
This is 10?
Yep, this is number 10. I guess it's not, I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of a...
It's a perception.
There we go. It's a perception, and it's a bullshit perception, especially after I've talked with a lot of my clients and what they've been told. Okay? Doctors, MDs, okay, the people that you go to when you have a sore throat, all right, they are not the know-all, end-all when it comes to your health. As a matter of fact, in my experience and some of the shit that I've heard over the years that doctors have told people, it's actually the opposite. I would actually go the opposite end, and I might get some shit for this. And I'm not saying that all doctors are bad. Obviously, they're not. But any profession, we have good and bad, and there are a lot of bad doctors. But I would venture to say that most have very little, if none, of nutrition background.
And just practical background. So the best way I explain this to people when it comes to doctors, and like you said, I mean, who the fuck are we? Like, doctors go to school for fucking 8 years.
Exactly.
And,
that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, but no shit, man. Anybody can sit through fucking class for 8 years. But first of all, doctors, it's called a practice for a reason. It's because you have to give them your permission for them to practice on you. Because, there's no, just like in training, man, there's no universal thing for everything. I mean, they have to take the information they get from, running tests and all this stuff, and they have to, to the best of their ability, give you the right treatment. But it's the best analogy I give people is like, if you have, say you fucked your shoulder up, if you go to a surgeon, they're going to want to do surgery because that's how they were taught to fix the problem. If you go to a physical therapist, they're going to do 6 to 9 weeks of physical therapy because to rehab it because that's how they were taught to fix it. So you have to look in the context of where you're going for whatever issue you have, man. I've had clients that go to doctors for whatever reason and they prescribe them like these supplements or whatnot. And, just recently a client brought to me this protein shot that a doctor prescribed to help her get her protein intake for the day. And this protein, man, it's like in this little canister, like a mini M&Ms, like those little canisters that mini M&Ms come in. And it's like, 2 swig, like a 5-hour energy bottle almost. Like 2 5-hour energy stacked on top of each other. And it's this protein shot, 42 grams of protein, 1 shot. Dude, this thing's got aspartame in it, it's got sucralose in it, it's got like this ginormous ingredients list of all these dyes and just all this garbage, man, that is proven by science to be super fucking bad for you, but an MD is prescribing this because they don't know about nutrition, man. They don't know this shit. They fix things the way they know how to fix them, man. So I'm not saying doctors don't have their place. I mean, obviously there are situations where you have to go to the doctor, but dude, do your homework, man. I mean, get multiple opinions. And honestly, if you're going to go to a doctor, try to find a doctor of osteopathy instead of an MD. MD, first thing they're going to do is write you a script. They're going to fucking just write you a prescription for some kind of medication because that's how they were fixed, or that's how they were trained to fix the problem. A doctor of osteopathy, they try to fix shit holistically at least. So, the biggest difference between an MD and a DO, an MD, you go to him for, blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, they're going to write you high blood pressure medicine. If you go to a DO, doctor of osteopathy, he's going to look at your diet. He's going to look at your nutrition. He's going to look at your, if you're exercising regularly. And if you're not, he'll tell you to start doing that thing and see if he can fix it holistically first before you start writing all these pills and shit. Because once you start getting on these medications, guys, it's fucking game over. I mean, our grandmother by the end of her life, she was taking medicine to offset medicine, man. I mean, medicine is not good for you. It might fix one thing, but it's gonna fuck up another thing, man. Especially if you're on it long enough.
Yeah, and that's just a path you don't want to go on. And that's the problem with doctors. And like, obviously, doctors are needed. We're not slamming doctors.
Yeah, I know great doctors.
Like, modern medicine has taken us a long way, and it saves lives every day. Okay, hundreds of thousands of lives every day. So we're not bashing it, but we're bashing the small things that can be fixed. Okay, without the medicine. Okay, not everybody on the fucking planet has ADD. Okay, we don't all need Xanax to fucking sleep at night, but that's what they write. Like, I don't know, maybe stop drinking fucking 6 energy drinks a day. Maybe that'll make you sleep at night. I don't know. Did your doctor ask you about that? No, he just wrote you a fucking prescription. Okay? So,
I read a statistic. The average doctor visit in America lasts 6 minutes.
Yeah.
How much information could they possibly gather to give you the best treatment possible in 6 fucking minutes? They can go over 168 hours worth of your week in 6 minutes to prescribe you the best treatment to fix your issue. I mean, that's a problem, guys.
Yeah, and that's just because they have.
It's all about turnover, man. They want to get you in and out of their office and charge your insurance for as much as they fucking can, man.
Why? Because they fucking owe fucking $300,000 in medical bills because college is a joke.
Not medical bills, college
student
loans,
tuition. Yeah, that's my
because
bad.
fucking college is stupid expensive. Now we're really getting off topic.
Off topic, but that's one for another one.
Jesus Christ, it's so stupid how expensive it is.
Yeah. So, but anyway, totally off topic.
But yeah, not all doctors are bad. I know great doctors. I know fucking doctors.
Oh yeah, there's some fucking really good.
Like my fucking appendix burst on me like 2 years ago, man. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for modern medicine and the great doctors and the guy that fucking showed up at 3 a.m. to perform my emergency surgery. I fucking owe him my life, man. It is great.
There's definitely a place for it. We're just saying it's
basically essentially all we're saying is 90 to 95% of issues can be solved if you eat right, if you train regularly, if you make sleep somewhat of a priority, and if you have good relationships. Honestly, if you have those 4 things, good relationships with people around you, your family, your friends, your spouse, then 99% of your problems are not going to exist anymore. So, nutrition, training, sleep, relationships, man.
That's it.
So.
All right. I think that's about a wrap. It's successful.
Where they can reach us at, though.
Yeah. So you can reach us. Our email will be royboysradio, and that's a BOYZ for the boys. Okay, Roy, ROY. Hopefully I don't have to spell that for you.
Boys!
royboysradio@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, topics you want to hear about,
just feedback,
criticism,
how
badass
man.
We ain't fucking pros at this. This is our very first episode, so anything we can do better and you got insight, throw it at us.
I mean, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was probably about 99% perfect. But anyway, so on Instagram, okay, we're Roy Boys Radio. Facebook, Roy Boys Radio, and YouTube, Roy Boys Radio. All right, probably. We're going to be most active with YouTube and Facebook, at least initially. Instagram, I really don't see that providing a huge benefit to us right now. Plus, I'm so sick of fucking Instagram. I just don't, I'm starting to really not like it anymore.
What's wrong with the IG?
Dude, there's just too much fucking bullshit on there nowadays. Like, everybody that works out is a fucking fitness expert.
Online coaching.
Yeah. 21 years old. I know what I'm doing. Fuck. Are you kidding me? Fucking 20-year-old kid trying to tell me what to do when it comes to fitness. Unless that motherfucker's Doogie Howser. Like, I don't want to hear it. He hasn't even experimented. He hasn't lifted long enough. Even if he started at fucking 15, he still doesn't know. Alright. Anyway. I'm Will. He's Chris. We're the Roy Boys. And we're out.